18 months, right. It's been a long time. So, yeah, Austria Grand Prix. Squire here. We'll be taking you through the races today. Alongside me is Jeffrey back at Constantin Grimminger making his WRL commentary debut. And, yeah, let's just get into it. So, plenty of things have happened since we were away. But before we do, let's just see what's happening with the practice session first. And just like that, we've got a little bit of lag everywhere. Not just me, from everywhere else. But let's just hope that won't come to our activities here today. So we've got a couple. We've got. I don't know. I don't know where we're starting like this. It's just going really off the bat right now. But we have got a new driver at the NRWO. Say goodbye to Alfie Johnson and say hello to James Babcock, who's driving in the new car today. And also, there's around 20 people here. That is a really good number. So I just hope that everything goes well and according to plan. George Roach for Nova. There is Roy McDuff for Team Iris, who's actually making his debut. Matthew Clip, the driver from Schubert Motorsports, is actually replacing IDOS for some strange reason. Jan was driving for the merger between Drillers and one of the world's greatest and biggest sim racing teams in the world, of course. That is Torrent Motorsports, and Wozaka is on board with them. And just like that, it's lag everywhere again. Practice at the moment, and Sergio Quattrocchi has been producing an incredible turn of pace, just to put himself 1 minute 3 seconds ahead of all the rest. Only Phil Kraus nears to it by 1,000th of a second. That is a huge amount. So, what do you think is going to happen here, Jeffrey?
What?
What do you think is going to happen here?
From the way it's looking right now, it's not going to be very pretty because you're not the only one with a lot of lag problems. I think it's across the board.
Oh dear. So, what about for you, Constantin? What do you think is going to come out on top today?
Good question. I could put my money on the cross actually because you look to be the most consistent in race pace in the last 2 races.
And I do apologise for everyone not. We've been testing our microphones today, and we thought we had it good, but it turns out it was really not good at the end. So we trying to just try and test it out. That's all. So anyway, let's just carry on with what's happening next. So Quattrocchi leads by the nearest thousandth of a second. Philip Kraus is in second. Wasaka in third. Fourth is Matthew Clip. Fifth is Massimiliano Riboli. Sixth is Rory McDuff. Ethan Rice, is that one of the other guys?
Evan Rice, yeah.
Evan Rice for the Pirelli test team. I don't know why. I'm just like that. It's George Roach in 8th. 9th is Vulture, if it stops lagging. Come on. Like the guys here said, it's not just here, it's all across the board. Jack Vulture in 9th. 10th is Martin Jacek. So, all these things happening. Just make sure that everything is okay for now. Now, while we were going through, James Babcock was already on our lap, so let's go on board of him. Going down the back straight, near it, and it's lagging. Okay, we might as well just do it like this, because the lag has got to be coming from somewhere. It's got to be coming from somewhere. It turns out the problem was from a guy called Jasper Smelt. He's keeping on entering and going into the server without the proper track that was supposed to be required to drive today, and it's kind of lagging at the server. I think that may be the problem. Was that correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff? Or is...
Let's hope so, because that's an easy fix.
Yep. Right now it's lagging at our play so much. So anyway, Jan was of course driving for Torrent Motorsports, which was a result of the merger between Torrent and wasn't his old team, Drillers. And as a result, Torrent will be taking over Drillers details, and of course will assert themselves as Drillers in the championship at the moment. There was a guy who makes a huge cock up right on the second corner like that. Not a good start. Not a good start to the weekend for the championship leader. Oh God.
Oh boys. Hopefully we can do the same in the races, or in the race.
So anyway, let's move on. Yeah, the pit lane is just getting a little bit too weird. So this is right. We're actually going to skip this right now, and we'll just get into practice and we'll get to qualifying in a few minutes. So please join us in a few minutes. Don't go away. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're actually getting ready for qualifying now, and well, as you expect, a large pile up in the pit lane as well. It's not exactly a pile up, but you know, you get the drift. So we are, of course, running now. Just gonna try and find out who is setting the pace at the moment.
Well, Lawrence is the first guy that's gonna set a lap.
Who?
Lawrence Doherty is.
No, it's oh yeah, fair enough. Lawrence Doherty, the man's gonna set his lap now. Is 1 minute 30. Is 1 minute 3.5. He sets the pace as the lag just continues on. And it seems to be all across the board again.
Yeah, I have a similar problem, but
Yeah, same for me.
even though the ping is not too high, but whatever. Oh, and this is interesting. Philip Kraus, fastest time so far, 103.2 on the super soft, whilst everyone else is on the ultra.
Ooh, that's an interesting point. A real interesting point there. But let's find out where Jan Wozaka goes. He's currently 2/10 up in the second sector. So let's see what happens here. As the lag keeps running wild, brother. He goes across the line. He makes it 1 minute 2.09.
which puts the 105% time at 106, which everyone so far is well within the reach of.
So everyone will be racing today. That is a good thing.
Well, unless everyone goes faster, which, considering the mentality they have, I think everyone but Philip is going to try to improve their time just for practice for Q2.
So it all depends what is going to happen. We only got 9 minutes left. Was going to set the pace, and we already got a couple of good rookies in the top 10 already, in the form of Rory McDuff and Jasper Smelt.
So Rory McDuff improves up to 7th from 9th on the grid.
That's good. Real good there. And Tom Rodson makes his time. He is 12th place at the moment. Only 2 seconds behind Wozniacka.
I'm surprised to see gaps that are almost 2 seconds, considering it's just such a short track. It's more like something that you would expect from Silverstone, but or any track that is in the 130s, but not in a 1 minute flat kind of laps.
Yeah.
So it's still early. They don't need to go faster to qualify for the race. So
let's see what's happening elsewhere. Other people still need to set time are Ahmed Hamoud, Evan Rice. That's it.
Kraus, meanwhile, doing another attempt, once again in the super soft and not the ultra soft.
Again, an interesting fact there, coming up into the second corner now.
it's interesting because normally Shepard is the one to go for the alternate strategy of starting on the harder compounds, but this time it's Philip that's doing it. It kind of surprises me because normally it's always Mac that tries it. I think he's not comfortable on the harder tires, maybe. Who knows?
And Carlos is back in pits. But he's still got plenty of time to about 6 seconds and a half to go. Five minutes and a half to go.
And some names that surprise me, that's actually being Jake Smith, being so far down for he usually is.
Yeah.
And Evan Rice is in 13th. Well, honestly expected him to be up there with the normal front runners. But that could be I'm confusing him with someone else. Maybe he's just not used to the game yet. Maybe not used to the car yet. So I think he'll prove to get quicker as the race goes on if he makes it past the first couple laps, because that's always a struggle.
4 minutes and a half to go. Waska still leads by 0.2 of a second ahead of the champion Shepherd. Then we've got Quattrocchi, Clip, Doherty, McDuff, Fulcher, Roach, and Smelt rounds out the top 10.
And Monsnika just wants another 10th faster in the second sector than his personal best, so looking to improve his time for pole position as he goes into the last corner. Yeah, time's correct, by the way. Looks like he spinned it into the last one.
And Doherty spins out at turn 2. Not a good time for him. He's 5th, by the way. Winner in Bahrain. Should have improved a little bit there.
And right now, the people in trouble are actually Amr Hammond, 41.05%, and Massimiliano Riboli, although he hasn't set a time yet, so he'll probably go into the top 10, which will put George Roach out of that. So that's going to be interesting to where Riboli will end up. Maybe he can join his teammate, because the Force Racing team have heavily invested, from what I've seen, into this race. Have done a lot of practice. Where will they end up? And only 12. Okay.
So only a bit left in the qualifying session. Wazuka still leads, and who is going to get into the top 10? Reed is currently there, and Smelt is only just on the brink of it. Who will make it there? Okay, that was.
Yeah, that's me. I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Body currently in 12th, but he is 5 tenths faster than his personal best, so it's looking good to improve. Would easily make the jump into the top 10 though.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and that is the end of the qualifying session. So who will make it there?
Well, Ribble is on the bubble, so that's going to be scary for him. Who is the next to complete a lap? I think it's Jacob Reed. I don't know how he's doing for his time.
Here comes the Irish, I believe.
So that's not going to be anything.
No, it's not going to be anything at all.
Man on a mission is James Babcock right now.
Vulture is coming in. All the other cars are coming in except for Babcock. He makes 13th. That's an improvement, but it's not much to get him into the top 10. So there we have our top 10 there, which is Vulture, Macduff, Roach, Rice, Clip, Quattrocchi, Kraus, Shepherd, Woznica, and our pole position is Doherty. How did we miss that?
Well, he was on his final. It was his final lap, and we are focusing on the top 10.
Yes, that's really going to get interesting right now in Q2 as all drivers are really close. Of course, we have a few front runners in the form of Doherty and Kraus and Woznica, but everyone else is really on the shot as well, as the track's so short. Stuff will really bunch up.
So going into the final qualifying session, 8 minutes and top 10 only. This is for the shootout for pole position as usual. And we're out and away.
First driver to set a lap is Jan Woznica, the young Polish man, setting a 1:02.851. That's actually in the same region as Doherty was in Q1. So quite a benchmark to beat there.
Brilliant there. Woznica still now is a pace setter with by 7/10 of a second ahead of Quattrocchi, Rice and Macduff. And oh dear, Shepherd just avoids a huge situation there with Rice.
Matroci moving up to second, still 2/10 behind Woznica, but yeah, first row for him for the moment.
Yeah, he really has improved on his pace, Quattrocchi. Only 2/10 per second behind, brilliant. Max Shepard in 7th. The champion not really going well at all. And now down to 8th, thanks to... Who was it who crossed the line? Just about... I don't know.
I think it was Matthew Clip, not sure though. But yeah.
So the only ones who haven't done a lap yet is Jack Vulture and George Roach. Okay, lads. I need to head out for a bit, so I'm just gonna leave you in the company with both Constantin and Jeff until I come back. So, lads, all over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, Max Shepard improving to 5th from 7th. As it looks like Roy McDuff is... Oh, he just already said it that time, but trying to improve. George Roach on his second attempt to set another lap time. Around. First time he spun out of turn 2, and now he's spun out of turn 1. As Fulcher is trying to beat anyone's lap time right now. Going over the line in 9th, but there's still room to improve for him. Still plenty of time, 2 minutes. That's solid 1-2 laps if you can hurry up. Matthew Clip now entering the last corner, trying to improve his times. His times were looking good in the first 2 sectors. And there he improves by nearly a tenth, going from 6th to 5th on the grid for now. So now everyone's going into the final laps. The shootout for pole position had just begun. Jan Woznica will be the first one to set a lap time, or if he's doing 2 runs, but no chance to improve for him. He made a big mistake somewhere. As Quattrocchi is abandoning his run, qualifying is over for him. And also the dirty crowds are in the pits. Shepard's on a run. Rice going into his last chance right now as McDuff is trying to close or to end this lap before the time ticks down. He does that. Slightly improves his time as well. Well done. George Roach. Back in the pits. As Jack Fulcher or Fulker in P10 trying to improve his lap time. He's nearly 4/10 ahead into the second sector. So he goes basically into the 2-corner last sector first one to post a lap time. For his last lap time, Fulcher improves from 10th to 7th on the grid. But there's more to come from others. In fact, no, the only ones on lap time is Rory McDuff right now in 9th. He's also in the last sector. And he's going onto the straight, the starting straight right now. Can he improve? Yes, he does. Slightly 17 thousandths, but yeah, that's for that. Qualifying 2 done. On our pole position for the race is Lawrence Tugerti, just ahead of Philip Kraus. Jan Lutznika on 3rd. Definitely not the result he has hoped for. Sergio Quattrocchi on 4th. Mick Shepard on 5th. Matthew Clip on 6th. Just ahead of Jack Fulker in 7th. Evan Rice on 8th. Rory McDuff on 9th. And George Roach in 10th.
Okay, lads, welcome back to the Formula Waga 2018 Austrian Grand Prix, and everyone's just gone on to their formation lap. So, for the first time, Constantin, would you like to take us through the grid?
Yeah, my pleasure. From the pole position, Lawrence Liberty, just ahead of Jan Woznicka, was a close qualifying between them. On the second row of the grid, Sergio Quattrocchi and Max Shepard. On P5, Matthew Klipp, just ahead of Jack Coulter. On P7, Philip Kraus with the alternative strategy qualifying. On 8, Ethan Rice. Sorry. On 9, Rory McDuff. On 10, George Roach. And just ahead of Massimiliano Riboli in 11th. Jacob Reed starting from 12th. Jasper Smelt, the Dutchman, from 13th. Tom Rogerson from 14th. James Babcock, rookie, from 15th on the grid. Martin Jacek starting from 16th. Sid Kumar from 17th. Martinas Jürgen Devicius from 18th. Nathan Danak from 19th, just ahead of Jake Smith in 20th. And last but not least, Amr Hammoud on 21st.
Thank you very much.
Sorry. I just missed you funny like during warm-up. He's starting from
And everyone's just crashing out a little bit in front of us. Anyway, before we continue on, we should mention that it's 2 years in a row since, well, a little bit of a phenomenon started. I wouldn't say a phenomenon, but hey-ho, it's just a phenomenon nonetheless. Is that 2 years in a row, Mr. Jacob Reed has stalled on this very day in the calendar year 2 years in a row for the past 2 years. Could it be the lucky hat trick, or could he actually break that streak today? Nevertheless, everyone is lined up on the grid. We're ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. So keep an eye on the man in 12th place. Lights are there. And let's go. And it's Jacob Reed, who did not get a stall this time. Meanwhile, going down into the first corner, and it seemed to be all good at the moment.
Oh, wow. It's been a huge one.
That's a KRT. That's a KRT, and it's Jacek who just lost his front nose cone. Meanwhile, back at turn 2. And another crash going on there.
Yes, Cloven continues. The Schubert Motorsports cars goes into the wall, losing his nose cone as well.
Doherty leads the pace. Time. Actually, I'm just gonna leave this here. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to commentate because I've been coughing all day, and well, I'm just not in the best of shape. So, Jeff and Constantin, it's all over to you.
Right.
Well, so far we have Lawrence Doherty into the lead with Jan Woznicka in second and Shepard is in third. Quattrocchi fourth, Klipp fifth, and Philip Kraus is in sixth. Behind that, it was a bit of a shuffle with Nathan Danek actually doing his best Grosjean impression and crashing on the formation lap. And Jacob Reed doing some acrobatics into turn 2. But other than that, it was mostly clean. Yeah, that basically is what happened.
Has Ruben van den Heuvel just moved up from 22nd in the grid to 10th in one lap? Am I getting this right? I mean, that would be absolutely impressive if he managed to do that. Jumping 12 cars in one lap? That's not what you do on all day.
He's now only up to 9th, so he's having an amazing start. Which I was actually really scared that he would get destroyed by one of the back markers, because he's one of the fastest guys on track on a normal day. But apparently he managed to avoid everything.
Yeah, sure. So totally unimpressed by all of that. Of course, are the top 5 right now.
Yeah, Woznicka with DRS. Is he going to get the overtake done on Lawrence Doherty? No, he can't. Can he switch back?
He's trying. But around the outside, it's going to be a lot of work.
A little bit of banging. But Doherty goes wide, doesn't go wide. A little bit of lag. But the order remains unchanged so far.
Well, these two are really close together, aren't they? No, what was that? Was there Doherty made a mistake out of turn 1? Lost the lead to Woznica. Trying to go around the outside. So now leader, but he doesn't make it sick. And does have to settle down in second for the moment. But now with DRS, he's trying to come back to his lead position, going to the inside and making it work for the corner, but Woznica for the switchback. Staying up behind us first.
Oh my goodness. And I think we have a problem with Lawrence Doherty, who is spun, and the lag is getting to the point it's ridiculous. Like, I think even the drivers just can't focus on what they're doing anymore, because the other cars they're competing against, they're disappearing.
Yeah, lags are getting really enormous right now, but everyone's trying to make the best out of it, I guess. Just looking to the inside to defend from Van den Hooyding, but doesn't make it work, and Van den Hooyding the back of Doherty for P6 as they lag off into the void.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Timing for me stopped, and we are in practice 1. All right, we had a red flag. That's it. Jack Smith just wrote in the chat. He just stopped the race because it was too laggy.
I think everyone that watched noticed that.
Yeah, I guess not everyone who watched only, but everyone else. And that's interesting. I wonder how the race directors will cope with that situation right now. But definitely a right call, because the lag was just enormous. So, right decision in my opinion. What do you think?
I mean, I haven't seen this on Automobilista yet, but on our factor I've seen it a couple times, which was basically very notorious in Formula Waga 2017, where it didn't take long to get to the conclusion that the server could only hold 16 people, which was a real problem. I mean, every time someone joins, someone random would get kicked, so that was a big problem. And the emergency solution to that was that we only allowed 16 people to drive, which was not an ideal situation, but that's what they went with. That's what kind of worked, but that obviously won't work now, with considering you've already have qualifying done. I mean, in theory it could work, but
yeah, I mean, the last update of Automobilista might have changed a little bit on that, because another league I'm running in just experienced the same issue, basically, where the server just started to lag out. While before we haven't had that problem. It might also be a little bit of depending on track, of course, but might be down to Automobilista. So yeah, we'll see what the issue is, what the issue was, and how will we cope with that situation? Okay, folks. Just one from the commentary booth. We just decided together that it's probably not worth it to stream today, unfortunately, but because of the lag, and we hope that the server performance will increase a little bit by that. Yeah, there's that, and we hope to improve for the next time, and wish you all a good evening nevertheless, and see you around.